Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the June 6th, 2022 Public Works meeting. I have joining me, I am Brenda Fincher, Chair of the committee. I have Councilmember Seth Winder-Cork, Councilmember Marley Larimer. I have the Director of the Public Works Division, Chad Barron, and I also have Cheryl Veseth taking notes and keeping us in order. So, with that, are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
No changes to the agenda, then we are ready for a motion on the minutes.
Chair, I make a motion to approve minutes May 16, 2022.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from May 16th, 2022. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, and we are on to the Kent Surface Water Design Manual updates. Laura is going to brief us on that.
Hello. Thank you for having me today. Today I'm going to talk to you about the updates that we're making to the Surface Water Design Manual. They'll be the 2022 updates. So these updates are required by the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit. This is a permit that's part of the Federal Clean Water Act. It's a permitting system that is used to prevent pollution of stormwater and surface waters. And it's a federal program, but in the state of Washington, it's overseen by the Department of Ecology. So this is a stormwater-specific manual, and it's all development must adhere to these state standards. And Kent is adopting the King County manual to adopt the City of Kent manual for the updates. So what happened was Department of Ecology made updates to their manual, and our manual has to be equivalent as far as the requirements. So King County updated their manual to be equivalent with Ecology's manual, and we're adopting the King County manual to meet those requirements. The Kent Surface Water, why a Kent specific manual then? The Kent Surface Water Design Manual is a document that describes how to use the King County Surface Water Design Manual with Kent specific terminology, code references, city departmental structures, geographically driven standards, development review and approval process, and permit processes. So mostly the updates are to fix errors and omissions, provide clarity and provide clarity and consistency with Kent standards, which have just been adopted through the 2021 Design and Construction Standards, and to implement new Washington Department of Ecology requirements through their manual. Some of the Kent-specific updates, the major ones are requiring clear language to determine ownership and maintenance responsibilities for components of a shared drainage system. So if two properties have a shared system across their property, who's responsible for what components of that? Changes to water quality and flow control maps, which were minor. Required bonded vinyl coating if galvanized materials are used to prevent leaching of zinc into the environment. So we went a little bit more stringent on that to protect the environment. And then there's minor changes to be consistent with newly updated Kent and design construction standards, as I said before. And we did work with departments from all over the city to get input for these changes and updates. Any questions?
No questions.
I have one question. So as contractors are out there, I'm replacing the side sewer or tying into the main line for one reason or another. So I don't know that there are new standards out there. Is that something that the industry folks keep up with? And so, or would it be that during the permitting process, you guys also alert them to these changes, or?
We do, and we will, and there'll be updates made on our website as well with the new manuals to use, so they can go there and see where they're at and how to use them as well.
Okay, thank you. If there are no questions, we are ready for a motion.
Chair, I move to adopt an ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 423 that had adopted the 2017 Kent Surface Water Design Manual and adopting the 2022 Kent Surface Water Design Manual.
Second.
Did I get those?
The number?
Did I get the number wrong? Sorry. 4230. My screen is doing weird things.
I should be okay if I just read it in, correct? Where's our lawyer? There she is. So it has been moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance Number 4234 that had been adopted in 2017, Kent Surface Water Design Manual, and adopting the 2022 Kent Surface Water Design Manual. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It has passed, and now we are on to the King County Flood Control District Flood Reduction Grant. Thank you very much, Laura.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Mani Vairapandi, and I'm an engineer in the Public Works Design Group. Today, I'm pleased to bring forth a short presentation on a flood reduction grant for James Street that we applied for last week. This flood reduction grant is administered by the King County Flood Control District. To kick things off, I've selected a dry day in front of Mill Creek Middle School from Google Earth. You can see I've highlighted in blue the area where we experienced localized flooding during some of the larger seasonal storm events that we experienced in the region. Now, this water takes a couple days to evacuate from the roadway and head over to the existing James Street pump station. So the project scope. On this map here, you'll see in the blue outline, there's a vague outline of the existing floodplain of the area, the existing infrastructure that's shown in green, and the proposed new infrastructure as part of this grant shown in orange. We'll be installing new curb inlets with larger openings to help with the drainage and conveyance of the stormwater from the road to the existing James Street pump station. All of this work is within the public right-of-way, and the amount that we're requesting from the grant agency is $340,000, which includes costs for permitting, design, and for construction. There is no local required match for this project. Now, we would also like to manage some expectations on what this project will achieve. On the left here, you will see a picture of James Street where water covers the entire roadway, which is unfortunately an occurrence that we see on larger storms in the region. The new infrastructure that we're proposing in this grant will not solve this issue, but will provide an increased benefit to the drainage over to James Street Pump Station. The image over on the right is the flooding that we see after the storm has passed, which usually takes a couple days to head over to James Street Pump Station, mostly in the outside eastbound lane heading up the hill. The increased storm infrastructure will help this water get over to the James Street Pump Station quicker, reducing the time in which the roadway closures are in effect. So, in conclusion, more infrastructure, less water on the roadway, less time for roadway closures, and happier citizens of Kent. And thank you for your time and consideration. That's all I have for today.
Thank you. Any questions,
So
comments?
you said it's grant funded and we don't have a local match?
We've applied for the grant.
We've applied,
There
okay.
is no local match.
Okay, great. Appreciate that.
It's always nice when there's no match. I have nothing, so that looks like it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And if there is nothing else for the good of the order, our meeting is adjourned.